All right. Well, listen, let's go ahead and get started, everyone. I appreciate you joining us today just to get a little bit of information. Somebody thought enough about you to get some information over to you. And we're going to spend about the next 10 to 12 minutes. I'm going to share with you some information that truly, truly can change the way that you live your life. And my name is Timur Halligan from Chicago, Illinois. And I've got a background as a professional tennis player. I had an opportunity to travel the world many, many years ago. And one thing I realize now more than ever is that we live in the greatest country that there is. There's so much opportunity here in the United States, particularly when you can find that right opportunity. And then following playing professional tennis, I got into the world of coaching. I've helped about 80 kids get Division I scholarships. And what that really means today, back in the day, it was about the titles. Today, what it means is they get out of school with no debt. Because let me tell you, the cost of college today, it is a house payment in itself. Folks are paying those off for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years. And so I feel good that I can help them get out of school with no debt. I then got into the world of consulting. Been running health clubs and organizations for decades now. And then about 15 years ago, I was introduced to the company that I'm going to share with you today, Legal Shield. And let me tell you, it absolutely has enhanced my personal growth. It's an incredible, incredible opportunity, and it's definitely been a very, very powerful journey. So let me tell you a little bit about, some things that are going on right now in the world of business that have become really, really relevant. People are really taking a look at, and that is disruptive innovations. Things that are making things that make things simpler, easier, and more affordable. Let's take a look at what Netflix has done to Blockbuster. Listen, I know upstairs right now, my daughter's on one TV watching Netflix. My other daughter is probably on her iPhone watching Netflix. And I think my wife is catching up on some shows on Netflix. Why? Because everybody can watch something from their own device, one low monthly fee, subscription-based piece of cake. Then you take a look at what Uber has done to the taxi industry, literally decimated it. Could you imagine even using a taxi today? I couldn't even imagine. Could you imagine going to a Blockbuster today, like going out and actually renting something and then having to come back home? And then now Airbnb, I'm heading to San Diego next week, taking the family, spending a week out there, found an awesome Airbnb, a 3-bedroom apartment versus a 2-bed hotel, and I got it for the exact same price. I mean, I can cook my own meals. I got a kitchen. It's going to be unbelievable. 10 minutes away from the beach. That's what technology has done to existing industries. And that's what our company, Legal Shield, has done to the legal industry. Listen, the legal industry is not the flashiest kind of industry, right? But let me tell you, when you've got access to the legal system, you're on a whole different playing field, being able to handle everyday things. And see, we've been doing what we do at Legal Shield, which is primarily 2 things, which I'll talk about tonight, for about 46 years. We were started by this gentleman in the upper right-hand corner who was in that car accident right there. He was an insurance professional. He had health insurance, life insurance, car insurance, you name it. He had the insurance. But when he got sued for an accident that was not his fault, he said, there's got to be a better way to protect myself. Literally almost bankrupt himself trying to fight against a legal battle that it was not even his responsibility. So Legal Shield was founded 46 years ago. That's our home office today. 700 plus employees there at our home office. And I'm going to share with you how our services work, but it's through a dedicated network of quality law firms that are in all 50 states, 4 provinces of Canada, soon to be all of Canada, and just opened up in the United Kingdom. We've been on Forbes, Yahoo, CSNBC, Bloomberg, you name it. We've been featured in it because of what we do. See, now you think about that disruptive technology that we talked about. That's what Legal Shield has done. See, when you open up your phone, you download the Legal Shield app. And once you open up the app, it says call your law firm. Now, what law firms? We got the finest law firms across the country, over 1,100 attorneys in our law firms that answer about 8,000 phone calls a day, every single day, from people like you and I. Why? Because we've got unlimited consultations. Think about how many times in your life that you just felt like you just weren't treated fairly. Somebody just didn't do what they said they were going to do. You thought maybe you had the right legal answer, but you didn't do much about it because of the cost of talking to attorneys. Now, not only can you get good legal advice from folks, but they will also write letters and make phone calls on your behalf. Do you know how powerful that is? I mean, I have called my attorneys so many times over the last 15 years, not only to get advice, but to write letters when an insurance company wouldn't honor a claim fully. You know, when I had a situation with a warranty company on my car, on our refrigerator, where they wouldn't honor the warranty and do what they said they were supposed to do. When I had a company deliver flowers to my wife and they called her first to make sure she was home and just ruined my whole surprise. A $49 situation, I contact my law firms. A $40,000 situation, I contact my law firms. They're also going to review any contracts or documents for you. So before you sign anything, you do what the wealthy do. You say, let me run that by my attorney. Whether it's a cell phone agreement, a health club agreement, buying a car, renting a car, leasing a car, you renting an apartment, getting a house, anything you need reviewed, you send it to them. See, those first three things, personal legal advice, letters and phone calls made on your behalf, and contracts and documents reviewed, that is life. You're going to make personal, professional, and financial decisions in the next 12 months. You're going to. Why not make good decisions by being a member of Legal Shield and have them review it? We're also going to cover you if you ever were to get audited by the IRS. Just in case you get audited by the IRS, you've got a tax attorney there to serve you for up to 50 hours to help handle that situation. What about if you get named in a lawsuit? Listen, if you had to write a check right now, if you had to write a check because somebody named you in a lawsuit, I'm not even saying you are guilty. I'm saying you just need to be named, like I was by a neighbor many years ago when my dog bit his child. His child went into my yard wearing a diaper at like 3 years old. My dog was on a chain chewing his bone. His son put his hand in my dog's mouth to grab the bone. My dog bit him. Shoot, I'd probably bite you too if you stuck your hand in my mouth while I was eating. But then I get a letter from a couple of days later from an attorney saying they're suing me for $15,000. Then I find out their house is in foreclosure. So who would be the one that was going to pay for that? Not me, because I called Legal Shield. I had hours already set aside, already paid for. They drafted one letter for me and said, listen, Mr. Halligan has about 300 hours already set aside just in case he needs it. And we advised him to use all of those 300 hours. All of a sudden, the lawsuit went away because it was frivolous. There's nothing that could have been done or should have been done that I was responsible for. Then you've got services like family domestic services. What if you're going through an uncontested divorce? You just want to go your separate ways. An uncontested adoption, separation, name change. If you go through any of those, after 90 days as a member with Legal Shield, we're going to do that for you at no cost. Think about how cool that is. In addition, when you open up the Legal Shield app on your phone, let's say you get a speeding ticket or a moving violation. Now, guys, I have used this one numerous times. Not that I'm advocating speeding, but I just drive with a sense of purpose. I actually said that one time to an officer. He didn't think that was too funny. But I do like to get from point A to point B quickly and safely, of course. But if you do get a speeding ticket or a moving violation anywhere in the United States, you open up your app, you take a picture of it, you hit send, it goes to your law firm, they call you back in 4 hours, they'll get an attorney to go to court for you or with you at no cost anywhere in the United States to help keep your fines down, your fees down, and ultimately keep your insurance costs down. I got a 15-year-old driver upstairs, just started driving. Holy cow, am I glad I've got Legal Shield. Now, I'll be honest, this next thing that Legal Shield does is the reason I became a member 15 years ago. When I heard that Legal Shield would do your will, and if you're like me, you know it's supposed to be done, you just haven't got it done. That was me. And I didn't have it done. I knew it was important, but it was also expensive, like $1,000 expensive to get all the documents put together. When I heard that Legal Shield would do it for free, your will, your living will, your power of attorneys, your financial power of attorneys, and you can do it now from your phone. You used to have to fill it out. So instead of sitting on Facebook during your lunch break, you can start putting your will together right there. If you got a question, you hit the button that says call your law firm, you talk to the attorneys. By the time lunch break's done, guys, you got the most important document put together for you and your family, truly the love letter for your family in a matter of minutes. And if you have to get back to it later, you absolutely can. Second thing that Legal Shield does, and so timely, and that is, we provide the most comprehensive solution to identity theft, period. The most comprehensive solution to identity theft. It's not going away. I saw today that Equifax, from their 2017 breach, and if you haven't checked to see if you're a victim from that Equifax breach, you should. Go to didequifaxlosemyinformation.com. Didequifaxlosemyinformation.com and take a look at it. And when you take a look at it, they actually enter some information. If you're a victim, let me tell you about this. They just got fined $700 million. 148 million people, their information was compromised. That's $125 those 148 million people each get. Are you kidding me? They lost your social security number, your driver's license, and that's never going to go away. You think the thieves care it's been 2 years? No. They want your information, and they're going to find your information. There's been over 1 billion people's information that's been compromised over the last decade or so. And for 16 years, we've provided the most comprehensive solution to identity theft because we're going to monitor everything that matters. Your credit score, social security number, passport, driver's license, medical information, your email accounts. Guys, the stories about identity theft. I had a friend of mine whose email address was compromised back in the Yahoo breach. They got a hold of his information. They started sending child pornography through his email from 3 different countries. You think the police showed up at his house in his neighborhood because of identity theft? Let me tell you, we're going to monitor everything that matters, from the black market websites to social media, you name it. We're looking at it. When something happens, we're going to alert you, and we're going to do the entire restoration no matter what it costs. We will bring you back to where you were before you were a victim of identity theft, period. And we back that with an unlimited service guarantee. Keeps track of your score right there on your app from your credit. If you need to speak to a licensed investigator, during normal business hours or even after hours, you got them 24/7. Just click those buttons. So when you take a look at what Legal Shield provides, it just makes sense. Number one, the legal services make sense because you're going to make personal, professional, and financial decisions. People are going to do are not going to do what they said they're going to do. You got to get a will because guess what? You got to have one. Your kids need to make sure that they've got their information all organized too when they're driving your cars. So Legal Shield makes sense. $34.90 a month if you're an individual. That covers your family with the whole Legal Shield and just you with ID Shield. Now the ID Shield, if you want the whole family, it's $49.90 for the Legal Shield and the ID Shield. But guess what? You see these companies over here to my right, Save with Member Perks. These companies, about 400 of them. I'm looking right here. I've used the movie theater ones quite regularly. The Office Depot I use quite regularly. I get my discount from Verizon. I use the Courtyard Marriott's. They got a whole bunch of other hotels. I rent cars all the time. I save more money every single month with Member Perks, which is free to us, than I spend for my Legal Shield membership. Now that is pretty darn cool. So you can basically get your Legal Shield membership at no cost by using your Member Perks. Now here's the deal. When I heard about this membership 15 years ago, the membership made sense. The gentleman asked me, do you know a few people that can maybe benefit from these services? I said, yeah, for sure. I said, my dad needs a will. My brother could use a will. I've got some friends that I know that have recently had some kids. I got another buddy who's got a situation. So I gave him like 5 or 6 names. He then said, well, listen, if you'd like to make a little extra income, I'll show you how you can do that by you telling them about Legal Shield. And I said, sure. At the time, I was making great money, but I didn't have any time. And so I figured I could make a little extra money with Legal Shield, and you never know what it can do, where it can take me. So I just figured I'd make an extra $1,000 a month. So I started telling people about the services. And then when I really realized how we got paid, I went from making 6 figures a year in corporate America to making 6 figures a year working from home with Legal Shield. And I did most of it part-time. I was actually working full-time until I got downsized. And luckily at that point, I was making about $75,000 a year part-time with Legal Shield, which made that transition great because I didn't want to go back into that workforce. So let me show you how it works with Legal Shield. When you become an associate with Legal Shield, okay, you start your own business with us and you go out and you tell people about it. And we make sure you've got all the tools necessary to go out and be able to build your business. And you've got a support team like you would not believe. Nothing I've ever been part of rivals the support that you've got with this company. So here's the way it works. As a brand new associate with Legal Shield, when you first start, you invite somebody to look at the video like this, or you send them a video from the app that we've got for you or the website that we provide for you. You send them the information. It makes sense to them. They join. They get the family legal plan, the family ID Shield for $49. That's the flagship product. That's what most folks have. The Legal Shield is going to pay you $60 the next day. So they pay $49, you get paid $60. At the very beginning, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Then After we've gone out there and just written, about 3 or 4 of these memberships, really about $180 worth, so 3.5, 4 memberships, they're going to double your commissions from that point forward now to $120 a piece. Then after you've written about 8 or 9 of these memberships, and this is cumulative, by the way, not like each time you have to do this. Then after you've reached about 8 or 9, it's $140 a piece. Then it goes to $160, $190, $230, $280, and we get paid that every single day when we write a membership. Now, the second way that we get paid with Legal Shield is that we can build a team of individuals. Listen, just like the world of insurance, just like the world of mortgage, just like the world of real estate, would you rather be the real estate broker, or would you rather be the real estate agent? Well, there's a lot of people that are looking to make some extra money. When I started 15 years ago, it was just me. Today, I've got thousands and thousands of people that are out marketing these services for their own reasons, for their own why. But every time that person markets a membership, you get an override. So let's just say you were at the manager level. You went out and wrote about 6 or 7 memberships yourself, and you came across somebody, and they said, this makes sense to me. I know some people. So you make $140 when you write the membership, they make $60. They go out tomorrow and they write their first membership. They get paid $60. You actually get that 20 plus 20 that leads up to $140. If you're at $190 and they're at $60, you'd get the 20 plus 20 plus 30, and they get the $60. It's an unbelievable way to pay folks out. This is what we've been doing for the last 46 years. That's called leverage. Now, if you hit that first level in your first 20 days, which we can help you get it done in the first 20 hours, you're going to get a $200 bonus, but through the end of the month, through the end of July, it's going to $300 if you get that done in your first 20 days. Then if you get that second one done, you're going to pick up another $200. We'll get that done in the next 45 days, I can promise you. And then we've got some other incentives and bonuses that you can talk about more with the person that invited you to come on tonight. Now, the third way that we get paid with Legal Shield is residual income. Now, I never quite understood this, but I understand this. I've helped a lot of kids reach a lot of great success in tennis, but once they stopped having me as their coach and they moved forward, I stopped getting paid. In my consulting business, there are companies still today making hundreds of thousands of dollars from information and techniques and stuff that I brought them when I was doing consulting for them. But when they stopped paying me for consulting, I stopped getting paid. Well, with residual income, once someone's a Legal Shield member, as long as they're a Legal Shield member, you get paid for the lifetime of the membership. It shows you a little illustration on leveraged income over here on the next side here. Get a small team of folks that write about 5 sales a piece, even if it's just 30 people. Not everyone's going to do it, but some are. It's about $7,500 a month for you and your family. We got great trips. We just got back from Cabo San Lucas. Unbelievable. All expenses paid. I've gotten to take my wife on so many of these trips. I've taken my parents on trips for their anniversary. I've taken my dad alone on trips that I never would have been able to take my parents on. That was the most empowering feeling. Take your mom and dad and say, you know what? It's on me. I got it. Well, here's the thing. It's $99 to start a business with Legal Shield. $99. Do the math. 2 customers. You're in profit mode. 2. 2 right now. You probably texted 2 in the last 20 minutes that that could benefit from these services. You own your book of business with Legal Shield. It's portable and willable. What does that mean? That means if something happens to you, you can leave it to your kids. You can do it from anywhere in the country. There's folks that do it from all across the world, with Legal Shield. Lifetime residual income, incredible training and support. Our only overhead is $20 a month, and that gives you your website, all of your accounting done for you, a back office, a staff of 800 folks at the home office to take care of you and your business, to take care of your members. We don't have to do anything but get people in front of the law firms. The investigators take care of the identity theft. $20 a month to run your business is what it costs to be a Legal Shield associate. We got a proven track record, 400 plus 6-figure earners. I'm proud to be one of those. The company's paid me almost $1 million on a part-time basis. We've got almost 300 that have been paid over $1 million. And we've paid out over $1 billion worth of commissions in the last 10 years. So we know what we do works. We know our services work. Now it comes down to, just are you ready to be part of what it is that we're doing, with Legal Shield? And so listen, just a quick recap. Uber doesn't own any taxis. Netflix doesn't own any movie stores. Facebook doesn't create much of the content. Airbnb doesn't own any hotels. And Legal Shield provides access to, our attorneys in all 50 states and 4 provinces of Canada currently. And, we don't own any of the law firms. So guys, you're in a great place, right now. So I appreciate you coming on tonight. Get back to the person that invited you to take a look at Legal Shield. Let them know that you want to become an associate with us. Let them know that you'd like to be a member with us. And once you do that, we're looking forward to helping you achieve all the success that you're looking to achieve. So everybody have a fantastic night, and bye-bye for now.